Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Where is the chalk? There only. So in my last class I taught you about the basic definitions about atoms, molecules, ions, elements, compounds, these things. So all of you know very well that the first thing which we have was about matter. The smallest unit inside matter was the atoms. These things I have told you was the atoms. Inside atoms we have 3 subatomic particles. Did I told you something about the particles also? Electron, proton and neutron? Yes. Mass, charge, everything I have told you? Okay. In the notes also it is there. All of you have written? Yes. Okay. So we have the electrons, then we have the protons and we have the neutrons. These are the subatomic particle inside atoms. Then the next part was whenever one atom combines with one another atom, it results in the formation of a what? Molecule. That means whenever one atom combines with another atom, it is forming a molecule. Now depending on the type, we have 2 types of molecule. If the molecule is having the same type of atom, then it is known as the elements. Then if it is different, if it is having different atoms, then it is known as the compounds. So this much all of you are very much clear about these things. In my previous class I have told all these things. Is anyone having any doubts up to here? No one? So these are the things which I taught you till now. So now the next part which we have to deal is that about the ions, right? Okay. So ions, now what are these ions? Now we are very much clear about atoms. So I can tell you about the ions also. Atoms. First of all, let me move on to atom for explaining you about the ions. Okay. So what are atoms? Atoms are having particular number of electrons, particular number of protons and particular number of neutrons inside them. All of you know about it? Clear? Every atom has fixed number of electron, fixed number of proton, fixed number of neutron. This thing also you all know very well. That is why each and every elements in our periodic table have different atomic numbers. And what is atomic number? It is simply the number of electrons which is present in a particular element, right? So see, all these topics are very much related to each other. If you don't even know the first thing itself, you will not be able to know about the other things. So you have to relate all the topics together, okay? So in our periodic table, we have so many elements. All elements are different from each other, right? No element is similar to the other. Suppose we have one element, hydrogen, it will be having different properties with any other element, helium, sodium, magnesium, anything you can take. So all these elements, they have the same type of atoms in them, right? And generally whatever elements we have, their number of neutrons, number of electron and number of protons are fixed. And whenever they have the fixed number of electron, fixed number of proton, fixed number of neutron, they are known as neutral atoms. Why neutral? No charge is there in them, because it has the particular fixed number of electron, fixed number of proton, fixed number of neutron. It is neither increasing nor decreasing. That is why it is fixed, it is neutral, not having any charge. For example, suppose I am taking one element sodium, another element chlorine, okay. Its atomic number, do you know? Sodium, very good, its atomic number is 11. Then Chlorine 13, very good, its number is 17. Okay, so yes, I am telling the truth only. Yes, sodium has a atomic number of 11 and chlorine has a atomic number of 17, not 10, not 13. You have to remember and learn all the atomic numbers. Okay, for class 9, class 10, up to class 10, you have to learn according to the increasing order of the atomic numbers. That means 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Atomic number 1 hydrogen, then 2 helium, then 3 lithium, like that. Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and so on, like that. But if you reach your higher class, you have to read like this: H, L, I, N, A, K, like that. Okay. So for 10 you have to read up to at least 30. Try to remember up to 30, atomic number 30 serially. Okay. Now here I was talking about the neutral atoms. Why I am calling them as neutral atom? Because if you see sodium and chlorine, they have, this is the atomic number, right? This is the atomic number, and what is atomic number? It is actually equal to the number of electrons present in that neutral atom. Okay. So definition of atomic number also you can say from here only, that atomic number is a number which is actually equal to the number of electrons present in that particular atom. Clear? That means what I mean about atomic number is that it is simply equal to the number of what? Electrons present in the particular element. Clear? Whatever will be the number of electron, it is the atomic number of that particular element. Clear all of you? Always remember one more thing, that number of electrons and number of protons are always equal for a neutral atom. That means if a particular atom is neutral in character, it has the same number of electrons, same number of protons. That means if I talk about sodium now, if it has the atomic number of 11, that means it has the number of electrons as 11, then it should have number of protons also 11. Remember this fact. Clear? Always remember that in a particular neutral atom, remember I am talking about the word neutral. Why? Because it does not have any charge. So whenever there is no charge in a particular element, then in that case whatever is the atomic number of that particular element, it is equal to the number of electron in that element, it is equal to the number of proton also in that element. Clear all of you? Okay. Similarly, if I talk about chlorine, suppose let me write it here. This was for sodium, right? And this one is the symbol, okay? This Na is the symbol for sodium. In short, I am writing. Every elements are having particular symbols. You will get from the book also, you have so many symbols in this page only. The which page it is? 51. Now, page number 51, all of you can see. All of you are able to see page number 51. Yes. So here you can see a particular table in your book. There so many elements are given and their symbols are also given in the second column, right? Second row, second column, you can see now. Okay. So like that only we have another element which I was talking about was chlorine, right? So chlorine's atomic number is how much? 17. That means it has number of electrons also 17, it has number of protons also 17. Is it clear to all of you? What is neutral atom? It is clear to you. Neutral atom is an atom which is having no charge in it. Why it is having no charge in it? Because at that particular time its number of electron and number of proton are just equal to its atomic number. they are neither greater than its atomic number nor less than or smaller than its atomic number, and at that stage we call that particular element as a neutral atom. Clear? So now if you are clear about a neutral atom, now I can move on to the ion part. Okay. So now if sometimes suppose what happens, the number of electron or the number of proton increases or decreases somehow. Okay. Sometimes what happens, the number of electron or maybe the number of proton, it sometimes increases or decreases than the neutral atom is having, what neutral atom is having. Okay. So if there is an increase or there may be a decrease in what, generally we are talking about the electrons. Okay. If there is increase in number of electron or there is a decrease in what, number of electrons, then these two situations give rise to a new phenomena, that is ions. Okay. That means the ions are created only when there is a increase or decrease in the number of electrons in a neutral atom. Clear? Is it clear to you? Because there is no extra electrons, there is no less number of electrons in neutral atom, but whenever it sometimes increases, there is a creation of what? Charges. Why there is a creation of charges? Because of the increase or because of the decrease. So this thing leads to creation of different types of charges in those atoms. If there is increase in number of electron, the atom becomes negatively charged. Clear? If there is increase in the number of electrons, then what happens? The atom which was previously neutral, it becomes negative. Clear, all of you? And if there is decrease in the electron number, then what happens? It becomes generally positively charged. Clear? Now the question comes in our mind is that how the ions are formed, how is this increase or decrease taking place? Okay, how is this increase or decrease going on? Because previously I have told you already that all the atoms or all the elements are neutral in character. I told you na, all the elements are neutral in character. But if there is increase or decrease, then this might be because of some reason, right? We should know the reason why it is increasing, why it is decreasing. Clear? And the reason for the increase or decrease is just one rule, which is octet rule. Have you heard about octet rule? Anyone? Yes, no. Who said yes? Anyone? You know. Do you know what is octet rule? Can you explain anything?
Sir, in an atom, if the outermost that shell have 8 electrons, then it is in an octet, means neutral. It
Okay.
will not take or give any charge.
Okay. So this is octet rule. Yes, definitely. Whatever he said, that is the only thing. See, for explaining the octet rule and explaining the phenomena behind the increase or decrease in the number of electrons, I have to tell you what is octet rule. Okay. So let me go on to octet rule. So according to this rule, it says that every atom has its electrons located in the shells outside it. Suppose for example, if I am talking about sodium, its atomic number is 11. So according to octet rule, it says that the sodium atom, it must have its electrons bounded outside its nucleus. Okay, that means outside the nucleus there will be some shells around it, circular shells. In those shells what will happen? All the electrons are embedded, all the electrons are present there only. That means if it has 11 number of atomic number is 11, no? Atomic number 11 means what? Number of electrons how much? 11 only, because I told you atomic number is equal to number of electrons. So that means sodium is having 11 electrons. So according to octet rule, it states that all the atoms have its particular elements arranged in some spherical order known as orbits. This one, these circular path are known as orbits or orbitals also, we can say orbits. Okay, in these orbits the electrons are always placed and they are always rotating in a circular manner, just like the solar system. Assume like the solar system. Suppose this central part is the sun, then outside the sun we have so many planets revolving around the sun in some circular path. Yes or no? So like that only, this central portion is the nucleus and the outside shells are the paths where the electrons will be rotating. Clear? Clear all of you? So this one is the first thing which octet rule says. Second rule is that the electrons, arrangement about electrons. Now if the electrons are located in the shells, they must be arranged in some manner. Like you people are arranged. Now suppose you are coming to the class and I am telling you to simply sit on the benches. Then already you have arranged yourself in a way that girls will be sitting in this side, boys will be sitting in this side. So you have a particular arrangement that all the boys they will sit in this side, all the girls will sit in this side. So like that only, these shells also have a particular arrangement so that the electrons can be embedded there, can fit there. Okay, and the arrangement for this one is that the first shell always have maximum of 2 electrons in its shell. Second shell always have maximum of 8 electrons in it. Similarly, it has how much? 8 or 18? 18, right? So third shell has maximum arrangement of 18 electrons in it. Clear? And so on. Not only 3 shells, we have 4, 5, 6, we can have multiple number of shells. Spelling is this is known as orbits or shells also. Shells. Okay. So electrons are present in the shells of the around the nucleus. Clear all of you? Okay. So here what happens, the 11 number of electrons, how they will be arranged? Since the first shell has maximum capacity of 2 electrons, so what will happen? 2 electrons will be present here out of 11. Clear? That means the arrangement will be like this, 2, 8, 1, right? Because first shell will have 2 electrons, second will have how much? 8. So 1, sorry, here na, sorry, this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Clear? In the second shell we will have 8 electrons outside the nucleus, and 2 plus 8, 10, only 1 will be left. So the extra 1 electron will be in the third orbit or the third shell. Clear? If it was 12, 2. If it was 13, 3. Clear all of you? So in that way the electrons are arranged in the shells. Is it clear to all of you? Can I rub? Can I rub? Okay. So if you have understood this octet rule, now it will be very easier for me that how this negative charge or the positive charge is appearing in the particular neutral atom. Okay. Now see, for taking the example, let me assume 2 students, suppose me and this one. Okay. Okay. Suppose I am sodium, he is chlorine. Okay. Let me assume ourselves as the elements. Okay. Can I rub this one also?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, this is in the next chapter, no?
Next chapter it will be required. But for clearing the doubt about ions, I need to tell you. And since this is there in next chapter also, no problem for you to read and all. No? Okay. Suppose let me assume myself as sodium, this student as chlorine. Okay. So what is the atomic number I have? 11. All of you know. Assume this atomic number as the amount of money which we are having. Suppose I have 11 rupees. Okay. I have how much? 11 rupees. And how much money he is having? 17. Okay. So who is rich up to here? Am I rich or he is rich? Chlorine is rich. Okay. Okay. But both of us are following the octet rule, like the elements follow. So I will also follow the octet rule, he will also follow the octet rule, right? So if we will follow the octet rule, we will divide our money as how much? In the form of shells we will divide, right? So I will divide my money as 2, 8, 1. He will divide his money as 2, 8 and 7, right? Clear only? According to octet rule we have arranged our amount of money which we are having. Okay. Now the octet rule, one more thing it says that in the outermost shell, in order to get a particular atom stabilized, it should have 8 number of electrons or it should have 0 number of electrons. What does octet rule says? Octet rule says that in order to get one atom as stable or stabilized, it should have either 0 electrons in the outermost shell or it should have 8 electrons in the outermost shell. Now what is outermost shell? The third shell. Clear all of you? This is the outermost shell for me, this is the outermost shell for chlorine. Clear all of you? So the rule says that either it should become 0 or it should become what? 8. Similarly for me also, either I should become 0 or I should become 8, right? Clear? That means I have to somehow convert my 1 rupee into 0 rupees. That means I should not have this 1 rupee with me, I should donate it somewhere, I should give it to someone, then only I will have 0 rupees here, right? Or I can take 8 rupees from someone, I can take not actually 8, 7, right? I can take 7 rupees from someone so that I can add 7 plus 1 as 8. Clear all of you? Is it clear to all of you? Similarly, in his case, what he will do? Either he will donate all the 7 electrons together, he will give the 7 electrons together to someone, or he will just take 1 electron, 1 rupees from someone in order to get it 8. Clear? Now see, if I talk about the two cases, which one will be easier for both of us? If we see, let us assume the first one. If I want to make 1 as 0, I have 1 rupees, I want to get my amount reduced and get it 0. Will it be easier for me to donate 1 rupees to someone? It will be easy, no? But suppose if I want to make it 1 as 8, I will need how much? 7. So I have to search for 7 rupees. I want to ask someone that please give me 7 rupees so that I can become 8 rupees. Clear? That means here I will put extra effort, but here I will put only less effort. Clear? Only 1 electrons I am giving, becoming 0. Only 7 electrons we are taking, becoming 8. Which one will be easier? 1? Definitely 1. Because if I go for asking 7 rupees, no one will give me. You people will give me because you know me, that you are my teacher, so I should give you. But if I go and ask someone, will they give me? No, na? They will simply say, go away, like that only. Yes or no? The same case in him also. If he will do the same thing, that he need 1 electron or he can give 7 electron. So everyone is greedy by nature. lalchi we say, na? In Hindi we call it as lalchi. Everyone wants to have much more money with them. Yes or no? Everyone wants to have. Since he is having already 7 rupees, why will he give 7 rupees to someone? Will he give? No. He will just think, if I will have 1 more rupees, I will be 8. So let me try to get at least 1 rupees from someone so that I can become 8. I will not give 7 rupees. Yes or no? This is the natural thing we have. Yes or no? So in that case, out of the 2 steps, this chlorine atom will choose this step, because here he have to put an effort of 1 rupees only. If I compare with 7 rupees, only 1 rupees effort is there, right? So this one he will just simply reject, right? And in my case, what I will do? I will see that I have to get 7 rupees, it is very hard for me to get 7 rupees. So I will just reject this step, and what I will do? I will just donate 1 rupee. Whoever is the needy one, I will give 1 rupees. Just take the 1 rupee and be happy, right? So I will choose this step. Is it clear to all of you? So in this same manner, the electrons also work. Clear? And why do they work like that? Just to get the octet rule, just to get themselves stable. Clear? Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
So in this case, what will happen? This sodium, which is having 1 electron in the outermost shell, and the chlorine, which is having 7 electron in the outermost shell, they have an agreement. I and he will have one agreement. What kind of agreement? Based on the things I discussed. According to him, he should take 1. So he is ready to take 1 rupees from someone. And according to me,
You are ready to give.
I am ready to give 1 rupees. See, I am ready to give, he is ready to take. How much? 1 rupees only. Same. That means he is also happy, I am also happy. Right? So what I have done, I have donated the 1 rupee to chlorine. Now I made my octet. See? Yes or no? Previously I was having 2, 8 and 1. Now it became 2, 8 and 0. I made my octet. See? Right? And previously it was 2, 8 and 7. When he took 1 rupee from me, now he made his octet as 2, 8 and 8. So yes, he is also stabilized. I am also stabilized. See? And we have made a bond, agreement bond, that you just take 1 rupees from me, I am giving you, you make your octet, I am also making my own octet. So we both are happy now, because we have become stable. Clear, all of you? But in this case, all of you have observed the nature which we both have. Since I am donating 1 rupees, we have a particular nature in our mind, that a person who donates must be very good in nature, right? He must be having some positive character. So you will develop particularly a nature for me, that is, since I have given him 1 rupees, I am donating him 1 rupees, I am very much positive in character, right? But since he just took 1 rupees from me, right? So you will develop a negative character for that person. Don't take it seriously, okay? I am just explaining for getting your doubt cleared, okay? How to give this positive and negative part, that thing I am explaining you, so that you can get a better understanding about the ions. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
So those atoms which are donating their electrons, they develop a positive character. Clear? And those elements or atoms which are accepting the electrons, they develop a negative character. Clear? It is very easy to understand also. All of you understood? Is there any doubt up to here? So in this manner, what happened? If I talk about sodium, I was previously neutral, right? Because I was having 11 number of electrons, which I am usually having, right? So I was neutral. But in the process of donating one electron, what I gained was the positive respect from you people, right? You have a positive thing for me that sir is donating, sir might be good, like that. Just to understand, okay? Don't feel bad. You are feeling bad? No, okay. Similarly, for chlorine, what you will have? You will develop a negative respect that he is never helping, he is just taking. No? So, not good at all. So, negative. So, in this way, what happens? A particular atom develops a particular ion. Clear? And these are the positive and negative ion which we have. Clear all of you? So, this is the ion part of an atom, of a neutral atom. Whenever there is a donation or accepting of the electrons, what will happen? There is creation of charges. Where? On the neutral atom. And due to the development of that charge, we call that particular atom as ion. Clear? So, previously it was known as sodium atom, chlorine atom. Now, sodium ion, chlorine ion. Clear all of you? So, what is atom, what is ion, how they are developed, why are the charges being carried out in the atoms, how they are developed, all these things are clear now? No doubt at all? Okay. So, these are the two parts of charges. I hope all of you are clear very much. Are you feeling bad? No, na? Don't take it seriously, okay? Just to make you understand, I was taking that example. So, now all of you know it very well about the ions, that ions are the, now what we can say about ions? Ions are the negatively charged or positively charged part of atoms or group of atoms which are developed when bond takes place between the atom. We develop the bond, right? Or whenever a atom tries to stabilize it, wants to become stable, then only. Clear all of you? So, these ions are just a part of atom, and these are only developed when there is a transfer of electrons, sharing of electrons, donating of electrons or accepting of electrons. Clear all of you? And based on the character, they have two different names also. The negative part is known as anions and the positive part is known as the cations. That means ions are of two types, anions and cations. Clear all of you? And the charges which develop on the atoms, they are depending on the number of electrons which are donated or accepted. In our case, we have donation of one electron only, na? So, sodium was positive in nature, so sodium is the cation. Since we donated one electron, plus 1. Clear all of you? Chlorine also took one electron, accepted one electron, so minus 1. Clear all of you? If there was a exchange of two electrons, suppose, then I would have given it as plus 2, here it will be minus 2. Clear all of you? Then it will be not chlorine, it will be not sodium, it will be magnesium. For magnesium it is plus 2. For which element? Oxygen. Yes, oxygen. For oxygen we have minus 2. So, magnesium oxide, when you will form magnesium oxide, MgO, whenever you will form MgO, you will have the charges as plus 2 and minus 2. So, is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I hope all of you are clear now about ions. Everything is clear, how this positive charge are coming, how this negative charge are coming, then why are they developing the charges. Clear all of you? I have time now? I have time. So, let us move on to the next topic now. So, do you have anything to ask up to here? If you wish to ask, ask me. No doubt at all. Everything clear. So, the notes you have already in the PDF file, na? You can write from there. So, let me move on to the next topic of this chapter, which is laws of what?
Laws of
Chemical combination. Okay, laws of chemical combination. Laws of chemical combination. Laws of chemical combination. Now in this topic we have to learn basically the laws for what? Chemical combination. Just now we discussed one example about sodium chloride. Yes or no? Sodium chloride we formed. Now how do we formed that? When Na positive reacted with Cl negative. And how this Na positive is formed and how this Cl negative is formed, you all are clear, right? So whenever this positive and negative part they will join, they will form the sodium chloride. Now one ion had combined with another ion to form a particular compound, right? So there must be some law according to which they might have combined. There must be some law. Without any law, no element is combining. Okay, no ion is combining. So they are always following a particular law. So in your class 9 textbook, we have generally the 2 laws. But actually it is 5 laws. I told you on that day also.
Yes.
Did I told you?
Yes.
Did I told you the names?
No.
No. Let me tell you the names. Okay. We have the 5 laws. First 2 laws already there in your book. I am not writing law of, okay, you will understand. First law is law of conservation of mass. Second one is the constant, or it has one more name, definite proportion. Law of constant proportion or definite proportion. So do you know any other name, the 3 names? Yes, multiple proportion. Law of multiple proportion. Then fourth one,
Law of gaseous volume.
that one is fifth one. Fourth one, reciprocal proportion. Law of, I am not writing law of, okay. Law of reciprocal proportion, okay. Then the last one is the
Gaseous of law of gaseous volume.
scientist is there. According to his name, the law is given. Scientist name is Gay-Lussac's law of combining volume. Combining for gases. This is only for the gases. Only for gases. It is applied only for gases. Remember. Okay. So for class 9 purpose, you have to read only this law and this law. These 3 laws you will be studying in class 11. Clear? Not required for now.